Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the jljpodcast. It's your boy, Jacko Emery. I'm here with my man, JVK.
How's it going, guys?
I'm also here with Matho.
G'day, everyone.
And today we have a very special episode for you guys. We're here with two guests, our first ever duo guest. Welcome to our long-time listener and our number one fan, Jack Davo.
Hey, how's it going?
And Davo, is it true that you have listened to every podcast the whole way through?
Yeah, it's true.
That's very nice. That's why he's our number one fan. We've also got another special guest. Alfie, how are you going?
Doing.
Very nice intro there.
That was good. Right, let's go.
And today, episode 5, we are going to be talking about the footy. The footy is back. Round 2 is back for the AFL. We'll be previewing all the games, giving our tips and insights. Also talking about the Premier League, because the Premier League is also back. We'll be reviewing the first 2 games of the round as those come out on the Thursday morning for us. So let's get straight into it with our round 1 for the footy, Richmond Collingwood. Who wants to take us
Round
off?
2, Jacko. Round 2.
Round 2. I'm going to say round 1 a lot. Yeah,
and just quickly before we get underway, just a quick shout out to Benny Livy. Quickly just made the logo for us.
Yeah, very nice logo.
What a legend.
Absolutely.
All right, let's hit it, Jacko.
Right, who's taking away Collingwood Richmond?
I'll take away the first game for this round. Huge game. The AFL had to start off with a game like this, I reckon, in the return back to footy. And I actually have a very big prediction for the scoreline, and it's my big prediction for this game as well. I'm feeling a draw. Anyone else?
Ambitious VK is back.
Oh, my God.
That's almost as bad as that.
We're not even 2 minutes in, and VK's already...
It's not the Prem, mate.
God.
It's a big. No, it's going to be a great game back. Big draw. I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I reckon that's a great prediction. I don't know about anyone else, but I like that.
Ambitious.
This is why no one respects you. In the comments, you get slanted every week.
Wait a minute.
This is why.
Now, wait a jiffy. I reckon my opinions are really good, so I don't know about your antics.
That's fair enough, VK. He's calling the draw. I personally think the Pies are going to win this one, as long as it doesn't get wet. If it does start to rain tomorrow, then I think Richmond will win, but hopefully the Pies do get up. What's everyone else's thoughts?
I reckon the Tigers by 8 and Castagna to kick 3.
I reckon Castagna could kick 3 as well. Got a feeling about the young man.
I've got Pies for 23 and DeGoey 3 goals.
To go 3 goals. Wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, I got big game player.
Yeah, Davo, what you got?
Davern, you started speaking.
I got Collingwood by
By what?
By what? 2? 20?
22.
22, all right.
Okay, 22. All right. We're going to have to go to Davo a fair bit. As we know, the Wi-Fi does struggle.
Struggle at the Davidson household.
Technical difficulties.
Absolutely. We'll move on to the next game. The big would be the Easter Monday game, but we've got the big Geelong-Hawthorn rivalry. I think it's the biggest rivalry in the AFL now. It's definitely going to be one of the best games of the year. I'm saying the Hawks are going to win by 5 points, just because Geelong's performance round 1 against GWS wasn't very good. Also, Hawthorn were very strong against my Brisbane team. So I think Hawks win by 5 points. My big call is for Chad Wingard to get best on ground. I think he's going to kick 2 goals and have 25 touches. Alistair Clarkson has said he will play more midfield time this year and give that run that they're desperately needing without Jarman Impey playing. I think he's still probably 4 or 6 weeks away from getting back into the team. Definitely will be interesting, though, having Hawthorn playing down in Geelong for the first time since 2006. So,
And also, what's it called? Jager Amir appears to be unlikely to play.
Yeah, with a fractured eyebrow, whatever it was, eye socket.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that definitely will make it hard. But last time the Hawks played down in Geelong was 2006. They had a 52-point win, which I thought was interesting. So I guess Clarkson does know how to play down there. Because it is a much skinnier ground than the MCG. Surprisingly, I think it's 7 metres longer, but about 17 metres skinnier. So definitely it will be interesting to watch that one play. What are you guys' thoughts on that one?
I reckon Hawks as well. Hawks by around 15 points, I reckon.
Yeah,
Hawks are going to have a big year this year. And even though it's at Geelong, I just reckon Hawks will get over.
I reckon Geelong.
That'll be close.
Geelong by 20 because they've won the past 30 out of the last 33 down at Geelong. The fortress down there.
Yeah, definitely. Down there. Geelong as well. All right. It's definitely fair enough. Now we move to our Saturday game. I guess half-dead game, Brisbane Fremantle. Sure, won't have too much attention to this game. Definitely will be an interesting game since Fremantle beat us with a kick after the siren last time we played them. So Lachie Neale will be looking to get his revenge on his old club. I do think Brisbane, we should win comfortably, 37-point win. My big call is for Eric Hipwood to shine and kick 5 goals. He was very strong against Hawthorn, had good signs against their very solid defence. So I reckon Hipwood could kick 5 this game.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon it's comfortably going to be Brisbane. Having by around 40 points. It's going to be a bit of a blowout. Mm-hmm. Pretty easy for Brisbane.
Yeah, Brisbane should win.
Pretty easy win for Brisbane, I reckon. Yeah. But I reckon Nat Fyfe might turn up, and Jesse Hogan returning. I reckon he might return to the potential and show some potential of what he hasn't really displayed.
Yeah. It would be interesting, Melbourne. That is true. If he gets back to his Melbourne form, of course, he was injured for the most part of last year. So we good to see him back out there. Definitely one of the best young forward talents in the competition. So definitely will be interesting.
Yeah, I still reckon Brisbane by at least 19, 20 points, I reckon, somewhere around there.
Matho, you want to take us through the Carlton-Melbourne game?
Yeah, Carlton-Melbourne. Good to see the boys back out there. It's at Marvel Stadium, and we haven't played Melbourne at Marvel Stadium for quite some time now.
Makes sense.
I think Mark Murphy had a shaved pill back then. It was almost some might say. I reckon Carlton will get up, my boys, and my big prediction is Cripper to tear Melbourne apart like he did Brisbane and finish with 30 disposals and 4 goals.
30 and 4, jeez.
That's a massive stat line.
That would be a big game, wouldn't it?
I have Carlton winning.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed by their performance against Richmond.
Yeah.
And I reckon Cripper's going to rack up 22 contested disposals.
22.
That's a big game. Cripper's going to have a big game.
Big call.
Big games. Yeah, I do think Carlton will win probably 15 or 20 points. Yeah, it could be close. Definitely be interesting to see how Melbourne go this year. I think it's the make or break year for them. See if they can get back into finals or not. So it would be interesting.
I reckon it'll be close. I reckon it's going to be a bit of a blockbuster. I reckon it's going to be 3 points. Carlton win.
I think it's a blockbuster because both teams are bad. Like I did say,
no, but that's a good thing though. You see those games in the past with 2 bad teams.
True.
Have a great game. I reckon it's going to be a really good one. 3 points to Carlton though in the end.
Dave, what about you?
Yeah, Carlton wins.
So Carlton's all round there. The Gold Coast West Coast game. Who's taking that one?
I'll take that. Obviously, I have West Coast winning. Yeah. It'll probably be by around 60 points, I reckon, pretty comfortably. My big pick is for Josh Kennedy to kick 6.
Yeah.
And Took Miller from Gold Coast to get suspended for at least 1 week.
VK, can we confirm you didn't even know who Took Miller was this morning?
Yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations, but Took Miller will be getting suspended. I just got that feeling he's a bit of an aggro man, as I
watching the Gold Coast.
I know that he's aggro. I got that feeling, and because I've watched him a lot of the times, and I reckon he's going to get suspended.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I think it's a clean slate West Coast win very easily.
They'll run over him.
Yeah.
Matt Rowell, though, big second game.
Big second game? Big second game. What are you calling 100 Supercoach points there, Alfie?
110.
110, jeez, big game.
Big game.
Huge game.
Against a very strong West Coast midfield, the likes of Gaff, Kelly, Shuey, Redden.
We love ambition.
We do love ambition. Yeah, definitely true. Matthew, you taking us down the showdown?
The showdown. And if you were listening in an earlier podcast, I made a big call that it was going to see the most suspensions in an AFL game for 20 years.
That was true. Is it this game, Matthew? Can you confirm? Or is it later?
This game.
It is this game.
I reckon it's the next showdown, but my big prediction for this game is there will be an all-in brawl. And Billy Frampton, he will start swinging at his own team because he loves Port too much.
You wouldn't even be surprised.
He loves spending time with the boys from Port, so I reckon he'd start swinging at the Adelaide players.
Definitely would be interesting. That one,
especially after the midweek biffo, I reckon he might.
Yeah, exactly. Very confronting scenes out of Adelaide, really struggling with their culture, The ex-players saying that they don't feel welcome there, going back. And then, footage release with two of their players fighting with each other. This not great signs for Adelaide. Really need
that pre-season camp has stuffed them up.
It has. I'm still waiting for that documentary where someone just releases everything that will happen in that pre-season camp. We've got bits and pieces and half truths and stuff, and just want to know what happened. It would be interesting. So, So, Matthew, you think Adelaide's winning that one, or Port Adelaide?
Port by 32 points. I reckon Adelaide will get too involved in it, not focus on the footy, and start throwing fists.
Wasn't it true, though, you predicted Port Adelaide to finish on the bottom
last? Yeah. It was.
Probably you reckon, so they're gonna take a W, then you reckon?
After this, I reckon Adelaide, Big Tex Walker and Billy Frampton will just start swinging. I reckon Ollie Wines and some of the big players from Port will go down with injury and be out of the seat.
Yeah, that's fair enough, then. Definitely fair enough.
I got Port winning.
Yeah, David's got
Adelaide shambles, mate.
Yeah, Port winning. Port winning quite easily, I think. I think it's going to be very easy for Port Adelaide. With Adelaide's only players now are pretty much the Crouch brothers, Sloan, and then Laird. Everyone else there is a VFL player at best.
Port are impressive, I reckon. Underrated.
Yeah, underrated.
Yeah, I think Port are underrated. They got some good young players.
Yeah, of course. As Kochi said at the start of the year, if they don't make finals, then their coach is gone. So definitely a lot of pressure for him.
Just quietly, though, I reckon you add Kochi to the biggest list of wankers.
I love him.
No, he's up there.
No, he's a legend.
He's below Eddie Maguire. He's below Eddie Maguire. If you're putting him there, then you have Eddie Maguire.
Okay, yeah, that's... No, but you can't even put them near each other. That's ridiculous. Eddie Maguire,
I hope Koshi's listening to this. You are a wanker, mate.
Family or not?
I think he's listening.
Go back to Sunrise or wanker.
I love him. I reckon he's a legend.
Koshi, if you're listening, give us a call. We'd love to have you on for the show. Have a good chat about footy. I'll take us through the GWS North Melbourne game. I think it's a pretty simple one again. GWS at home. We're too strong for North Melbourne. I have GWS winning by a solid 41 points. They were very strong against Geelong. Made them look silly, as I said before. And then North Melbourne, I can't remember who they played round one. This is an irrelevant club.
So irrelevant.
Irrelevant club.
They're just ridiculous.
I got GWS winning, of course, by quite a lot. I've got Jeremy Cameron kicking 5.
Jeremy Cameron kicking 5. That's a good one. I've actually got Toby Green kicking 5 and getting reported because we do know. We do know that Brad Scott absolutely loves a bit of arky football, and we know GWS from their final series have a lot of scumbags in their club and don't mind a good fight.
I'm not sure. Did you say Brad Scott?
Chris Scott, then, whichever Scott it is.
No. He got sacked last year, mate.
Oh, well, okay, I guess I'm very sure now. I forgot Shorey. That's how irrelevant their club is. That I forgot they got a good coach.
There's 5 players from that team.
Ben Cunnington's going to have a good day out.
Yeah, he's their only player.
He's a little meatball.
Oh, if Jacko Archer's listening...
Brown's pretty good. Yeah.
Jacko Archer. I reckon I'm going with North, mate. Just for you.
That is ridiculous.
That's so ambitious. It's more ambitious than Matt Priddis in the team of the decade.
That was a good pick. So definitely more ambitious.
But we may have to make a confirmation of VK's big call. So you'd have a fair pick.
What do you mean?
Every episode, man.
My calls are fair.
VK, how about the Sydney Essendon game?
Sydney Essendon. Essendon. So I think we're going to lose. Doesn't matter how bad Sydney are. I have no expectations in Essendon winning any game except for
You
Gold
just
Coast.
have no faith in them, mate.
Yeah,
I
true.
don't. No, I've
That's
given up
cool.
on faith because if they lose, then that's what I expected. But if we win, then yeah, that's a bonus. I have Sydney winning by 10 points. It's going to be a couple of goals in it. And I have Cale Hooker to go forward and kick 4.
Mm-hmm.
The big hook. So yeah, that's my big prediction.
I have Essendon winning.
Jesus, well.
Sydney are horrible.
Mm-hmm.
They beat
Yeah, that's
Adelaide
true.
first round by 3 points,
Mm-hmm.
and Adelaide suck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just reckon Essendon will win. They have a close game round 1. And they didn't play
Nearly
that
lost
bad.
to Fremantle.
Yeah, nearly lost
Yeah,
to
but you didn't
We
play
were
that
up by
bad.
like 4 goals in the last quarter, and they came back and lost to Fremantle.
I just reckon Sydney have dropped off
For a
heaps.
disgrace.
Yeah, Fremantle are a terrible club. I mean, not
Body's
Fremantle,
injured
Sydney.
again.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think Sydney will finish bottom of the ladder by quite a long way. I mean, not bottom of the ladder, sorry. There'll be Gold Coast and then Sydney and then a big gap. I think they're second worst club by a good way. You know, nobody for half the year. You know, they've only really got Heaney left and Lloyd, who are good players. You know, maybe Tom Papley in his day, but after that, you know.
Does Josh Kennedy play golf or something, Jacko?
Josh Kennedy isn't that compared. He's not an elite player anymore. He's
not elite anymore.
He's not.
He's pretty good still.
Yeah, he's a decent player still, but he's not an elite player anymore.
If he had Buddy, they'd win by 30 points. He'd kick 7 goals against us.
Like, they're not great, and they're not that good for me.
Essendon?
Essendon, you don't give enough credit.
Nah, we're terrible.
You suck, but you're not that bad.
11th to 14th will be our range this year.
Probably.
For Horsey, I'm going Sydney by 5. That's for you. Ben Horsnell.
Mm-hmm. I can almost guarantee you he hasn't made it this far into the podcast.
He's only on it.
He watches the first 2 minutes and then gives up. You know, piss poor as a supporter, you know. It's not good enough.
I hope he listens to the whole thing and exposes you now, Jacko.
Horse, if you're listening right now, in the comments, type Ben. Right now, just type in BEN Ben. And, yeah.
Double N?
No, BEN. Ben.
We should BEN.
No.
Last game of the round.
St Kilda Bulldogs.
Yeah, mine. I'll go through. The big prediction. Right, VK, you heard about this one. Right. Caesar the Bulldog, the actual dog, will take a shit on the ground before the game, and no one will say there's no crowd, and Ed Richards will face plant in it.
What are you...
Is that the Rager?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the dog.
That's ambitious.
That is the greatest prediction ever, I reckon.
Oh my God. This podcast is just going to poo.
Get it?
Just like Caesar.
All right, I got pretty ambitious, but I've got St Kilda winning.
So do I.
I've got Bulldogs by 14.
I've got Bulldogs just winning. It'll be a good game. St Kilda are strong.
I have Saints by 45. Absolute slaughtering. St Kilda, they're nearly making top 8 this year, boys. They're going to have a great year.
Yeah,
Saints by 45.
Bulldogs are making top 8. Yeah, St Kilda nearly making. Bulldogs are making.
No. 45 points, I reckon.
I reckon it's make or break for either of these sides. I reckon they're both in strife. They've got to start performing soon. And it's only for
the second round.
One round.
Make or break.
Maybe you meant season, Matthew. Do you mean season or game?
Yeah, he meant season. I thought he meant the game.
Turning point.
Pretty early, mate.
Brett Ratton down at the helm now at St Kilda. Bishong. Definitely been I'd probably say the best assistant coach in the league for the past 5 or 6 years. Yeah, down with Hawthorn. So, yeah, I think they're in good hands. But, you know, won't quite be
Doggies. Doggies are overrated as well.
Sometimes, definitely. I think their fast football and, I guess, catchy football really gets fans excited, which is definitely what the game needs. You know, sick of watching congested football all the time. So it's definitely enjoyable to watch them. So I guess that's why they get a lot of hype.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Matthew, would you like us to take us through the big JLJ multi?
All right. So this is a big part of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think we've named some of them already, but any team to win by 50 plus points at $13. I reckon I'd be jumping on that if I were you.
And then how about I give you Port Adelaide to win by 40 points or more? How's that sound against Adelaide?
Yeah, we'll give it.
You that right? Yeah.
Yep. I reckon since VK's dropped it in here for the opening round, opening game of the round, any team to draw is paying it $60. It's not a bad shout from VC.
Put some money on it.
Yeah, I've got. How about a draw between Manchester United and Tottenham in the Premier League? How about that?
Yeah, all right. Right. And VK's main man, Kyle Hooker, he's mentioned it before. To kick 4 goals. He's paying it $36.
All right. If he does kick 4 goals, then Eston win. How about that? I'll give you the Eston to win it.
Yep. Righto.
We're still not going to win if he goes.
Hey, Cal Hooker, 4 goals.
Yeah, he's going to go forward.
He's
a centre-half back. Our forwards are injured. He's going to go forward.
Cal Hooker.
Yeah, the hook.
I never realised he plays up the line.
You obviously only watch your club.
True.
I'm checking.
The
last one, like VK said as well, took Miller to get a minimum of 1 week suspension.
All right. How about he's just got named? He gets the suspension, but West Coast win. How about that?
All right.
All right. If you go down to Sportsbet right now, that multi is currently paying $37.17. So you can win some quick money there. Very easy. You know, nothing really too ambitious either out of those calls. I think they're all very gettable. West Coast, definite win. Eston could potentially win. Port Adelaide 40 isn't too bad at all, consider it's Adelaide. And of course, that big one, Tottenham versus Manchester United in the Premier League. We'll get into that a bit later. But yeah, you definitely could get a draw there. So
I reckon we go on to the questions.
Matthew, would you like
$187 payout?
a what?
That's a $187 payout for that bet. That multi.
It's $37 multi. I just put it into Sportsbet.
You said the stake was
$1.
Oh, you put the stake on. Okay.
Well, how much did you put the?
I thought you said you placed $37.50 on it.
No, I wonder. If you put $37 on it, you will be getting $1,375.
Yeah, I was so confused there. I was like, what?
Chuck that $7.
Not a bad shout.
You're rolling in it.
You're making That's a better shout than Matt Prittis in the all-decade team.
Yeah, probably.
No, it's not. He should have made the starting lineup. It's not even that bad of a pick.
Okay.
You got Joel Selwood, didn't you?
Yeah,
he doesn't deserve it.
Because you hate him. So you
No.
Yeah, I think you're just a biased fan out of you.
No, he's just not a good enough player.
Yeah, Joel Selwood, if you're listening to the podcast as well, VK does not like you.
Yeah, I don't like you either, Joel Selwood, but at least I respect you. I don't like you, but
Selwood, you want to stop ducking? You know, and getting free kicks off of that,
Captain
mate?
Courageous, mate.
Yeah, he's courageous.
Captain put his head into players and get the free kick because of it.
That was a good one.
VK, I wouldn't be talking about cheating, mate. I wouldn't be talking about cheating going for Essendon.
Yeah, but I don't. That's different.
All right, let's go.
Matthew, would you like to take us through, I guess, get to know our guests a little bit more, as they've done very well so far. Of course, Alf have been very involved. Matthew, would you like to take us through some questions for both our guests, Davo and Alfie?
All right, we'll go one each at one time. All right, so I'll go Alfie, Davo, and so on. All right.
Yeah.
So Alfie.
Yeah.
Eden Hazard versus Mohamed Salah in their prime. Who are you taking?
Based off one season, I would choose Mohamed Salah.
Very nice pick.
Because of his 32 goals in that one season. But because we haven't seen as much of Salah compared to Hazard. But I guess Hazard was really impressive over time. Like, he was consistent.
Yeah.
But off the one season, I'd have to choose Salah.
That's fair enough.
Fair enough. Davo, we've got a start, bench, and sell little scenario here.
Yep.
So you got Pepe, Martinelli, and Saka. Who are you starting? Who are you benching? And who are you selling?
I think it's pretty tough because I reckon all three of them could probably be playing in our starting 11 right now, the form that they're in. But I'd probably start Pepe. He hasn't really gotten into the swing of the Premier League yet, but
Waste of money.
I think he will next year. Start Pepe. He hasn't really gotten into the swing of the Premier League yet, but
Waste of money.
I think he will next year. I'd probably sell Martinelli and bench Saka because Saka is more versatile. He can play left back, he can play left wing, and he's an assist machine, if you ask me. And I can get a lot more money out of Martinelli now than you could get out of Saka now.
That is very true.
Fair enough. That's strategic. That's clever. I don't mind that.
Cool, mate. Very good call.
Financial brain working there. Very good.
Yeah.
I'd sell Pepe though because he's trash and he's worth like 70 mil.
He's played like a bit of a season for Premier. It's a ridiculous statement. He's so good.
What's Kepa's save? It's like, what, 50%? So he lets it go in every second shot. No, that's good. Yeah,
Kepa sucks, mate. He's trash. Get rid of him. Get Onana in.
Big Onana.
All the Russian money.
Nosh.
All right, Matho.
Stevie Gerrard versus Frank Lampard.
Oh, mate. Lampard every day of the week. Highest scoring Premier League midfielder ever. He's the 5th highest scorer in the league. He's won much more trophies than Gerrard. Gerrard's won a Champions League and a few domestic cups. Lamps has won Premier League, Champions League, all of it. So Lampard any day of the week.
Yeah, fair, mate, fair.
Yeah, a few viewers unhappy with that one, I reckon.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, I agree too.
Davo.
Yes.
Cyril Rioli versus Eddie Betts.
I was actually having a look at this one, based on like the last couple of episodes.
Definitely a big one.
Eddie Betts has actually got almost double the score involvements of Cyril Rioli.
It doesn't matter.
I don't know. It's just like
it doesn't matter. I don't care what.
Joe, it's not your argument, mate.
Sorry, all right, David. You say you think.
Yeah. So Betts has almost 900, and Rioli has about 450, but with 3 premierships, and I think. No, 3. Oh yeah, 4. So, I think he's more of a valuable player because he does like all the 1%ers, and I think Betts just kind of stays near goals, and he does produce the spectacular goal pretty much. Oh, maybe once every 2 weeks, which is pretty spectacular. But I have to take Rioli over Betts.
That's what I like to hear. I was getting a bit nervous for a little bit, Davo. But,
I'm just saying like the stats are...
Yeah, true. As a goal scorer, Eddie Betts is a better goal scorer.
It would have been perfectly fine if you said Eddie Betts, Jacko, because that's just his opinion, not yours, mate.
True. But his opinion can be wrong, though. You can have your opinion, but it can be wrong.
Opinion can't be wrong. It's
It can.
No, it can't.
It can. Your opinion's wrong.
You can't have a wrong opinion.
Of course you can.
No,
Right, Alfie.
Yo.
John Terry versus Virgil van Dijk. Who's taking?
John Terry. Well, Virgil van Dijk has been very impressive, but only for the last 2 to 3 years, I guess so. Terry, throughout his whole career, scored heaps of goals, won a lot of trophies. And I just reckon he's probably one of the best centre backs in the ever to do it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
No bias.
Add that in.
He's the GOAT. GOAT of centre backs.
That's a big call.
Better than Tony Adams.
Oh, that's silly. Let's move on.
All right, Davo. Marcus Bontempelli versus Patrick Cripps.
I think this is another easy one. I'd take Paddy Cripps every day of the week. I think Bontempelli, I think his stats probably don't say enough about what he does.
Yeah.
But Cripps' stats are just like off the charts. He has that much of an influence on Carlton's performance. It's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Cripps is easily better, and I think he'd probably win a Brownlow before Bontempelli does. But
Yeah, I would think so.
yeah, I think Bontempelli's still, the stats are a bit underrated, I guess.
That's fair enough. Big shout out there to Tyler Knox there. As you do know, Knoxie's stats can lie, and Bontempelli is a better player than Scott Pendlebury. So, yes. If Knox is listening, that one's for you.
Wait, what?
Knoxie reckons that Scott Pendlebury is a better player than Marcus Bontempelli.
He is.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He definitely is.
Yeah.
He is.
That is worse for the British selection. I don't care what anyone says. That is worse.
Definitely an ambitious call.
I'm sorry, did Bontempelli make your team of the decade, Josh?
He hasn't played.
Bontempelli's only been good for like 3 years.
He's only played half a decade.
He's like a baby.
He's played 7 years now.
Yeah, he's like a baby.
Exactly, not 10. He's still young.
That's like saying in this next decade, and I put Bontempelli in and I don't put Pendles in. That's what's going to happen.
True.
But they've just played more at a higher rate.
No, because
they've been at different ages.
And it's not best player of the decade. It's currently my best player. You know, if I'm looking for a player, I'm taking Bontempelli over Scott Pendlebury.
Every day of the week.
Every day. Matthew, move us on.
Drogba versus Luis Suarez. Who you taking?
Well, Drogba had the better team, which didn't make him stand out as much as Suarez did, because he won 4 Premier Leagues, 2 Golden Boots as well. But I'd have to say probably Suarez, just because he's, from watching him like with Liverpool on not a great team, just tore it up when he was there. So I'd probably have to say Suarez.
All right, Davo.
Yeah.
This one's got a little bit about VK about him, because VK reckons he's seen about 8 unbelievable players in his lifetime.
I've seen many unbelievable players, but I've said one person is the best player I've ever seen in my life. I don't know where you're getting this concept from.
Who's the best player you've seen in your life? Because VK has about 8 of them.
I've won.
Well, I've got 2 standouts. One, I think Gary Ablett in the 2013, apart from Dustin Martin when he won the Brownlow.
17, yeah.
That Gary Ablett season is the best I've ever seen for the Gold Coast. I think he played one game where he picked up like 52 disposals against Collingwood, which was just stupid. And so I think that's one of the best seasons I've ever seen. But the best player I've ever seen is Buddy, because he's just a freak. He just produces a spectacular. Yeah, he's just a freak.
Alfie.
No.
You got to start, bench, and sell. All right?
Yeah.
So you got to start. Wait. So you got Jorginho, Loftus-Cheek, and Mason Mount.
Probably sell Jorginho, just because of his value. He's much higher than the rest of them. Mount's still young and Loftus-Cheek is just like starting to hit like the peak of his career. So I'll probably start Loftus-Cheek, bench Mount, and then sell Jorginho.
No, that's fair enough then.
Yeah, cash in on Jorginho.
Fair enough, mate. Davo, start, bench, and sell. Grundy, Darcy Moore, and Jordan De Goey.
Well, I think your start has to be Grundy, because he's best ruckman and probably one of the best midfielders as well as a ruckman, because he kind of plays the 2 roles.
Yeah, probably.
Moore and De Goey's hard. Moore's a lot younger and he shows a lot, not a lot younger, but he's like more promising, I guess.
A bigger future.
But I think I'd keep De Goey, because just his impact, he's just...
And taking the X factor over consistency.
Highlight machine, taking the X factor over the consistency. And I think, although Collingwood do need a good key defender, but I think Jordan Roughhead could do the job.
Jeez, big Ruffy.
No, we need to get someone else. But
I was about to say that's definitely an ambitious call. You reckon Roughhead? Gonna be the best.
That would be linked with Rance coming out of retirement.
No.
Yeah, I don't want him.
That would be enormous.
That'd be massive for the club, but I don't see it happening.
Massive as
If you guys get Rance, you are my premiership favourite.
It's not happening. He's already said it.
If you somehow did.
And considering he's probably he's old now, isn't he? How old is he these days? And considering it would be next year? I guess he'd be 32. I guess he's not that old. Still, 2 years out of the game, I'm sure he's put on some kegs. So
yeah, a couple of kegs, I reckon. Alfie.
Yeah.
Would you rather, despite the circumstances that Chelsea are in right now, so it's just new season, nothing's happening, right? Would you rather win the Premier League or win the Champions League?
Champions League. Just because I've seen us win like 2 Premier Leagues like in the last 5 years, and Champions League. There's nothing better than winning in Europe. So I reckon Champions League.
Fair enough. And Davo, this is the last question for the show. I reckon Alfie, you can answer this one as well.
Yeah.
Would you rather win a premiership this year than not win a final for 10, or never win a final for 10 years, then go back to back?
I reckon Collingwood are in the best position to win the premiership this year. So I'm saying win the premiership this year. I reckon.
Agreed.
We're not favourites, but we've got a real good chance of winning it this year.
Yeah.
And I'd be happy not to win a final for the next 10 years. It's pretty much what Josh has had to do for the last 18 years, isn't it?
It has. I've never seen us win a final. I've been alive, but I was 2.
That's enough.
Yeah, it's
Big Al.
Davo, just quickly, Davo, would you rather win the Premier League or Champions League?
Champions League, definitely. I think.
Really?
This is from an Arsenal supporter.
I
won the Champions League.
Even why?
I prefer to win the Premier League.
No, because we haven't won.
So.
We haven't won Champions League, so we've won the Premier League. We've gone invincible in the Premier League. Don't need to win another one now.
Yeah, true.
Fair enough. Good call.
It would be good to actually watch it.
All right, we move into our Premier League segment now. Of course, there's only 2 games, so we'll definitely be a lot shorter than the old AFL segment. Very exciting that soccer/football is back in England. Of course, we've had the Bundesliga for the past 2 weeks or so. But, it's not the same. You don't really have that connection to a German side. So, the first game, Aston Villa versus Sheffield United. What's everyone's thoughts on that one?
Having lost the last 4 consecutive league matches and chilling at second from the bottom, Aston Villa are in desperate need for something from this match. However, with the chance of Champions League football up for grabs, then the visitors will not be taking this match lightly, I don't think. A notoriously tough nut to crack, both home and away, Chris Wilder's side will, one imagines, prove too difficult an obstacle for the home side to overcome. I reckon Sheffield 2, Aston Villa 1.
It sounded like a
reading it.
Is that a script?
No script.
It is a script. He wrote it. Really reading off it.
It sounds like he searched up the fixture.
He sounded like a pundit.
He's a pundit.
Shut up, Josh.
I thought you just prepared that beforehand, did you? Is that why you were reading it?
I wrote it in English this morning, didn't I, VK?
He did.
That's fair enough, then.
I've got Sheffield winning, easy.
Yeah,
Sheffield clean sheet as well. Aston Villa second from the bottom.
Agreed. We'd love a clean sheet for the old fantasy double game week.
Yeah, you got a lot of Lundstrom coming on, scoring as well.
Lundstrom did make the team though, so
that's ambitious.
Yeah, as much as I hope that Sheffield lose so we can go above them, I think they will win 2-0 away.
You'd have to win first, wouldn't you?
Oh, you just wait.
Okay, I guess that kicks us.
Oh no.
I've never seen
Manchester City versus Arsenal game.
Now,
Second
that's
game.
easy.
I think it's very easy. Did have a look on.
I don't think it's that easy.
No. Hear me out.
Second best club in England versus probably one of the worst sides in England.
Okay, that's a silly statement. That is
Arsenal.
a biased,
Yeah,
silly
you're
statement.
so
Come
fun.
on.
Arsenal
Come
suck.
on.
And I cannot express it enough.
Don't
They
be silly.
suck.
Hold on. Did we not
They are
draw
horrible.
with you? Did we not draw with you?
Yeah, and you celebrated like you won the Champions League. That's how bad you are.
An 18-year-old ran through the best defensive midfielder in the world, apparently. So,
Chelsea can't be that good if they draw
Over.
to one of the worst teams in England.
Anyway.
Half our team is our youth team.
Anyway. What? Did I not just say an 18-year-old just ran through?
Yeah.
I said half our team's our youth team.
Okay. Shh. No, hear me out. The last 3 times we have played City, I have been like dreading the game. I know we were going to lose, but I'm just feeling like quietly confident.
Ooh.
Like we're the only undefeated team in England this season in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
Do you want to put $10 on it?
No.
Well, Ava, if you are putting your $10 on it,
confident, mate. Put $10 on it.
$8.50. You put your $10 on it, you're making $85. So
I'm just quietly confident we'll get a result here. I reckon we'll surprise a lot of people in the second half.
I think we'll surprise, but I don't think we'll win.
Is Arsenal paying $8.50?
$8.50 to win, Arsenal.
Jesus, that's how bad they are.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. I hate Arsenal.
I
reckon City would be heavy favourites to win at home in normal circumstances, and Arsenal have not won away to one of the big 6 teams since January of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
However, due to like the relative fitness of both squads, the impact of silent stadiums, even though their stadium always is silent, there is also Mikel Arteta's inside knowledge, which will surely shape Arsenal's tactical approach. With that in mind, I reckon this might be a bit closer than everyone thinks, but I think it's too hard to look beyond City. And even though I'd love to see Arsenal get a result out of this, don't see it happening. I see it could be 3-1, but I see it being 2-1 to the City.
Mm-hmm. That sounded like you're ready. I don't know if you're Matho. Maybe
that sounded like a script as well to me. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
A bit funny.
Maybe you write it with Matho in English, same time.
Yeah, I just gave him a few pointers. Just so
I
rate the Arteta inside knowledge.
Absolutely. Straight from the head.
The new
Straight from the
assistant
head, was
manager.
it?
Straight from my head.
They might have new tactics with the new assistant manager, mate. So you never know.
Never know.
Yeah, I think City do
Arsenal 3-2.
Actually, yeah. So
What'd you say, Davo?
Arsenal 3-2.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, no.
I would love that to happen. Jeepers.
We've got Edison as my goalkeeper for fantasy, and then I've got Aubameyang as my striker.
That's a rookie mistake.
Cost us off.
If you can still change that, unlimited transfers.
I know.
Put in Kepa.
It's because you watch Upper 90 and you don't actually make your own
I haven't
team,
actually
buddy.
watched Upper 90 yet.
That's VK being called out there right there. He doesn't make his own team.
He's a fraud.
He doesn't write his own team.
fraud.
What does he do?
I am into the FPL Twitter scene. I follow about 30 people that do FPL on Twitter. I'm watching all the debates and stuff. Yeah, it's a big part of my life, to be completely honest with you.
You're going to get sacked, you said?
Do you make your own team?
I do make my own team, actually.
Let's get
Got
inspiration.
Leno in there, actually, to be fair.
That's just ambitious.
Double game week.
Arsenal keeping a clean sheet.
Just
We
quickly,
got good
though.
fixtures coming up after this double game week.
BK, just quickly,
What's up, bros?
go check the fantasy league and check who's chilling at the top.
I don't need to check because I know it's you already, and you fleeked your way through the season, and by the end of this year, I will be top.
Flew my way through
Give me my
the
password.
Yeah, I haven't touched my team since round 2.
Yeah,
I
neither.
was undefeated for like the first 10 weeks and I just slacked off and I just lost it.
Not up to it.
Not up to it.
All right.
If you're chilling behind me at the moment, actually.
Oh, jeez.
You're a dog, mate. You're a fraud. That's what you are.
You're a fraud. You got
Watch
the other team
YouTube.
as well.
That determines
So
your
do
team.
you. We watch it together.
Oh,
You
jeez.
told me. I have a different team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you watch other YouTubes.
VK,
I
you're getting
swear I
exposed
did not
right
watch
now, mate.
YouTube last night on fantasy teams.
I bet you, VK. VK, you looked at Matt Prittis's team of the decade as well and just put Matt Prittis in because he was there.
No, he wasn't. I haven't
just
seen
copy
Matt
everyone's
Prittis'
team.
team of the decade. Yeah,
You
I copy
YouTube
everyone by
chat.
not putting Joel Selwood in my team of the decade. Yeah, I copy everyone.
Yeah, because Matt
Come
Prittis.
on now, give it a rest.
All right, that's all the time we have for today, lads. Make sure you subscribe and like for the videos. Make sure you go follow the Instagram at the JLJ Podcast. Make sure you also go follow the TikTok account at JLJ Podcast with 2 T's. Make sure you go check out Dave on Instagram and check out Alfie. If you want to see them again, make sure you comment.
Alfie Morley. Snapchat Alfie.Morley. Facebook Alfie Morley.
Davo, you like to shout yourself out?
TikTok Alfie Morley.
I'm right.
Right. Yeah, make sure you check out. Make sure you check out Alfie's channel. Make sure you check out Davo. Been great help today, you guys. Make sure you tune in next week. We'll be see you same time. We'll be previewing round 2, and we'll be able to talk a lot more Premier League since Premier League fullback will be back fully, I guess. So, yeah, thanks, guys.
Just remember, guys, we are just teenagers that just love our sport.
Yep.
We really are.
Podcast right there.
That is the reminder that we are just teenagers who love our sport. We are experts by any measure. So, yeah.
I'm experienced in the Prem department.
Mm-hmm.
Expert opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, shush now.
See you later.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Have a good one.